Guys, what's going on? Chris Hanson here, sitting out here on a cold NYC night. I wanted to tell you guys how you can get to $1 million a year with your business. That's a big objective for a lot of people out there. So how the hell do you get to $1 million? Watch this video and I'm gonna tell you. Guys, so $1 million is a number that a lot of people aspire to. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've done about 10 different businesses. My last one was the first one to reach $1 million a year. That was after 5 years of trying the agency model, doing B2B services. A lot of you guys out there are starting cold email agencies. You're starting PPC agencies. You've got some momentum. You've got some confidence in the tank. Basically, building out your services, closing some deals for your company. But how do you actually get it to $1 million a year? That's what the $1 million question is, okay? So, first of all, I want to dispel any illusions, okay? If you are planning to get to $1 million a year alone with just your consulting services, you are not going to get there unless you are an expert. You've had a decades-long career in some niche industry like military contracting. You're just not going to command those numbers doing something like internet marketing, influencer marketing, social media, the typical skills and hustles that you do online as a startup or a business founder. So, the question remains, kind of how do you actually get to that $1 million, okay? And the answer is a sequence of events needs to happen, okay? So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna find out skill that you can sell, something you can sell that you can produce yourself. It could be a product that you produce with your own hands, coding, etc. It could be marketing service or freelancing or something like that. You figure it out, you figure out that people pay for it, okay? That's item number one. Let's say you get somebody to pay you $5K to do a 3-month consulting package. Now you have a baseline to go from. You just need to figure out how do you get more clients in that funnel. Then you get 2, 3 clients, 4 clients, 5 clients. You lose 1. Now you're at some stable monthly revenue where you have 2 or 3 people and you can manage those people with your current time. You're making, let's say, 10 grand a month and be generous, okay? At this point, you now need to figure out how to extend your time, get rid of your time so you can produce more money and build a larger business, okay? So the next phase needs to be hired. That could be contractors, that could be Upwork freelancers. It could just be a VA to manage your time. But your first item is going to be putting somebody in your business and saving yourself time and profiting off of it. I would recommend at this point, the best move is probably to have them do work that you're existingly doing for clients. So basically you can just upsell them, or get more results for them. So if you do that, that's a positive development. Sort of the second level on top of that is going to be once you actually get a team in there, okay? So getting a team is one of the difficult pieces because you need additional sales to fund the team. You're probably not gonna be able to bring in any good team members, bringing in 10K a month. You're gonna need to bring in 20K so you have enough to hire somebody. A full-time hire in the US is gonna be at a minimum 4K a month. So if you don't have 3 months of that saved up, you don't have room in your cap table, at least 50% to have, 10K go to payroll, you're probably not gonna be able to hire a single person. So you're gonna be looking at freelancers at that point, which are very hard to quantify. It's very hard to figure out who's good and who's not. The best way to do it obviously is through a referral, but you test with that, you get one person in the funnel, you have them start to do some stuff for the client, then you begin to use your additional time on sales. How can I get a new client? You start to prospect, you start to cold DM, you start to research people, go to networking events, spend time bringing in people for your business. You're able to do that. Now, one of your hires have saved you time. It could be a B2B business, it could be a B2C business. Now you have more time to spend procuring revenue, procuring customers. Once you're able to do this at a small extent, let's say you are making 15, 20K a month and you have a 5K profit on 10K expenses, with a large part of that being your team or your freelancers, then you're able to now start to plan for the future. What did it take you to get that one client, okay? Now, if you know it takes you 5 hours of time or 10 hours of time building a cold email campaign to get one client, you can start to consider investing and taking that risk and hiring somebody else to come on and save you more time. It's not a linear equation, meaning just because you bring on somebody doesn't mean it's gonna save you more time. I've brought on plenty of people in my career who just added time, more time training them, more time managing them, and they didn't necessarily save any time with the clients, okay? So that might happen to you. There might be some ups and downs, but you try to manage it. You try to basically figure out how you're going to juggle that, okay? And then you slowly try to move down the line, okay? Most people, they get on a win streak, they start closing some deals, maybe you bring in 40, 50K, okay? that should be enough to waterfall you and make you last with your team the whole year, even if clients leave. Because usually bringing in sales in that extent, it comes from a strong funnel. So it just means that you're going to have some meetings, some follow-up meetings, some meetings that take longer to close. If you have 1 month where you bring in a significant amount of revenue, more than you've normally brought in, that usually gives you about a year of time to risk on your company and start to try to develop additional systems for marketing and really bring in new customers.